Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to just want to give you an example of the pool. This is a 13-gallon pool, 13,000 gallons. And we're going to talk about pool heaters or pool heat pumps. I want to show you my setup over here. Something you could probably do yourself. Just depends on if you're handy or not. You don't even have to be that handy, but anyways. So here's my setup right here. So imagine before I put this heater in, that initially the line came off of here. This pool tiger right down here was up here, came into an inline chlorinator right here back in the pool. So anyways, this is the pool heat pump. This is a Fibro pool full inverter. And this is the 285i. Now, whether or not you have this brand or another brand, the installation is not terribly difficult, to be honest. It's just if you got a little bit of skills and I'm not afraid to get in there, it certainly can be done. So first thing I did was, now this panel is fed from a 40 amp breaker from the garage. So I installed this pool 20 amp double pole GFCI, just like the equipment right here. And then I came down here and put the conduit all the way around. Came down here and came in right at the center point right there and wired it up. Just a 12 gauge, 12-2, so it's 2 hots in the ground. And then what I ended up doing was cutting this down a little bit to drop down this inline chlorinator, and a lot of you guys may not even have that. You might have floaters, and you may not even have a pool tiger. Pool tiger is like an enhancer, some of that nature. So basically, we've got the water coming out, going through the pool tiger, coming around into the actual pool heater, and then coming back out, and then the chlorinator is going to be last back into the pool. So over here is the bypass kit. So you can see right now, I can turn these on or off if I want to, like, you know, run the pool on high and clean the pool or something of that nature. Here's my ground rod. This is an 8-foot ground rod that I jammed in. It wasn't that difficult to actually put it in. So I got a number 8 copper wire going along here to this terminal, this ground point on the heater. And this particular heater has a condensate drain hose, so I have it going in the gravel here. There's an actual drain right there. So you can see this one's pretty quiet, this particular brand. So basically, and then I want to show you, since I do have an inline chlorinator, you see there's a little pitch right here, even though there is a backflow preventer right here. That's just to kind of keep that chlorinator, it's about maybe 2 inches lower than the return there, just in case there's no hyperchlorinated water that backs up in the line here, even though it's got a backflow preventer. Now, my pump that I have is a Jandy 2 horsepower, and it has a 2-speed, low and high. Right now it's on low, so that probably is giving me about 40 gallons per minute, which is perfect for this setup. That allows me to have that valve wide open. If I had that on high speed, I think it'd be too much water flow, but I could adjust the inflow of it by adjusting this gate valve to kind of limit how much water is going there, so we can get a good, you know, differential on what's coming in and what's going out. I know we can't see that panel right there, but it's got a lot of good information. This thing's pulling probably, which is the beauty about all this, that's pulling probably right now about 6 amps, because right now the pool's at 86. And this morning it was at 82, and it took about 4 hours to get it up 4 degrees. So it's coming in at 82 and then going out at 86, and right now it's just maintaining it right now, so it's pulling really low amperage. Early in the morning, if the pool was cooler, what it'll probably do is it'll start off at about 11 amps, since it's an inverter, and kind of wind itself down, maybe down to 11, 9, 8, and then 6, and then actually seen as low as 5. So this unit was probably total with the bypass kit and delivery about 3,200. Man, I got an outrageous quote from my pool company for 12 grand to put in. So this is also a chiller, so keep that in mind. But for you guys mostly that are up north, I would imagine is where these heaters come in handy. I live in North Texas, so, but hey, I like the warm water. Right now the pool temperature is 86, and it's been that way for about a month and a half. And I'm thinking, if I did my calculations, paying about 13 cents a kilowatt, running this for about 10 hours a day, at an average, let's just say 9 amps, 8 or 9 amps. We're looking at probably $2.50, $3 every 10 hours. Now you do that, let's just say every single day for 30 days. I don't know, let's say 85 to 100 bucks, but honestly, I'm not gonna run this thing all the time. And right now it's only running about 5 amps because it's already come up to temperature. So anyways, I got the conduit and the wire from Amazon, the clips. I've got some tap cons here. Breaker was from Amazon also. Standard, putting in the breaker, 2 hots, neutral bar in here. And there's another wire for the GFCI. I think the neutral and ground on that particular, so there's a neutral bar and a grounding bar inside here. And so this is how I kind of, because these things have some weight, this right here, I added a little bracket here. Not bracket, I just kind of stuck that in there just to kind of take some of this weight off. And then right down there, because this sucker actually has a little bit of weight to it. So I didn't want it to have that long of a run and then not sag or anything of that nature. So anyways, what else can I say? I think overall this thing has done an outstanding job. And I think it depending on whatever pool heater you decide you would want to get, I think plumbing it up is not that difficult. If you just have, you know, a little courage, I guess, if you don't want to, you know, mess with it too much, but you're putting in the grounding rod and making sure this is properly grounded. It's like I said, this grounding rod was 8 feet tall, but I got it in about, I don't know, 4 feet without even having to pound it out with a hammer, with a sledgehammer to get it all the way down. And I got a nice clamp on it. Like I said, never 8-gauge wire going all the way around. It's important to have that grounded properly. So other than that, I think if you decided that you wanted to try to put one in yourself, now this particular, oh, let me step back for a minute. I already had these pavers here and I just got lucky. Now, the unit is a 24 by 24. A 30-inch pad on this one would be nice, but it worked out perfectly actually when I looked at this thing. I said, well, where am I gonna put this thing? I thought, well, right here is gonna be good. So got some rubber feet underneath there, nice and quiet, no vibration, actually ultra quiet, and so is my pump. And this thing is like, almost you can barely even hear it, and this is on low speed. So anyways, if you decide that you might have put in a heater yourself, I don't think it's terribly difficult if you're a little handy and decided to kind of do it yourself. So other than that, maybe this might help anybody out there, I'm not sure. But right now I think, oh, let me go back. This is a 285i, 85,000 kilowatt, but I think the documentation says, actually it's like 65,000 kilowatt. Now, if you have something similar, I think the wiring might be very similar, except for the breaker size will change if you decided to go with something that's like 140, 150 higher, 1,000 kilowatts, because if you guys are up north trying to really take the edge off that pool. Since for me in Texas, and for this 13,000 gallon pool, that seemed to work out and fit the bill pretty well. So anyways, if the video, you know, get some use out of it, hopefully so. Summer's here. If you have any questions, leave some comments, I guess. Until next time, enjoy your day, stay cool out there.